Congress returns to work later this month after a Christmas recess. What pro-family issues can we expect to see on the legislative agenda? Will the actions of Congress be to protect or threaten religious freedom, marriage, and the right to life? This is the CitizenLink Report. I'm Carrie Earll. Joining me is Ashley Horne, CitizenLink's federal issues analyst. Ashley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're looking ahead. Congress is coming back to work after a recess. They've got some thorny issues on their plate, including bloated government spending and a national debt. But we're concerned, too, about the issues dear to our heart: religious freedom, sanctity of life, marriage. What can we expect to see in 2012 on those issues?
Well, we can expect to still be dealing with the fallout from the federal health care law's abortion funding. That is obviously always going to be on our plate, and the religious freedom aspect of that. Also, number two, we're still dealing with the Defense of Marriage Act and a possible repeal.
Now, as we look at the possible funding, government funding, tax dollar payer funding of abortion through what's called Obamacare, that's a real concern to people. Now, there are some lawsuits that have been filed by various states, but those don't address this issue. What can Congress do to prevent your and my tax dollars from being used to fund abortion?
Good point. Those lawsuits do not address the abortion funding aspect of Obamacare, which is huge for us. And so what Congress has done and what they did last session, so hopefully they'll do it again this session, we saw the House pass what's known as the Protect Life Act. And what that says is you may not use any of the Obamacare funding to pay for abortions. You also may not use that money to discriminate against healthcare entities, and an entity includes doctors, hospitals, and health insurance plans. None of those can discriminate in that funding based on doctors, hospitals who don't want to provide abortions, participate, train, or even cover abortion funding.
There's another issue that we know is going to come up, and that is the issue of marriage. In the last session, there was a Senate committee that passed a bill that would repeal the current definition of marriage, which is a man and a woman. So we know this has to do with the same-sex debate on marriage that's going on across the country. What do you expect to see with that? Because that is a really critical issue.
Well, coming into the election, we know sometimes these hot topics will get brought up again. So I would expect, or I would not be surprised to see the Defense of Marriage Act repeal on the table again. Like you said, it did make it through committee. The good news is we have a little bit more of a conservative House, but the Senate still is not. And so we might see a push again to repeal the definition of marriage.
Well, thank you, Ashley, and thanks for what you do. You've watched Congress for many years, and you keep track of the rise and fall, and we rely on you for that. So thank you. Thanks for your help with that. And thanks to all of you who have communicated with us and let us know about your thoughts and your encouragement. You can always let us know what you're thinking by writing to us at mail@citizenlink.com. That's mail@citizenlink.com. And we do want to encourage you to be praying for our elected leaders, for those in Congress, for state leaders, for local leaders. You know, they've got a tough job leading our nation, and we really need to be in prayer for them as well as giving them words of encouragement. So we would encourage you to do that as well. That will make a difference. And remember, stand tall and be heard.